If you know the comics and have watched Thor Love and Thunder, how Jane Foster becomes worthy of Mjolnir in Thor Love and Thunder is obviously different to how she became worthy of the hammer in the comics. Compare how different the two are. I'm first going to go over the story of how Mjolnir in the comics went from Thor Odinson to Jane Foster. In the comics, during the Marvel event Original Sin, Nick Fury whispered something in Thor's ear which made him unworthy of Mjolnir. So what was actually said that made Thor unworthy of his precious beloved hammer? Well, a few years later in the pages of The Unworthy Thor issue number 5, we finally got our answer, and it was revealed that Nick Fury told Thor, and I quote, "Gore was right." Yes, the same Gore the God Butcher who's the main villain for Thor Love and Thunder. But what was Gore right about? Those 3 words go all the way back to Thor, God of Thunder, where Gore the God Butcher, who declared all gods were unworthy. So how did Jane Foster in the comics become worthy of Mjolnir? Since gods were no longer deemed worthy of possessing such a power like Mjolnir, it made sense that the next person to wield Mjolnir would be an intelligent, good-hearted human, and that came in the form of Jane Foster. But the twist here is that although Jane is now wielding such a power, as it turns out, every time she turns into the mighty Thor and then reverts to her human form, the progress made in treating Jane's cancer is undone, leaving her in an unending state of terminal illness despite her continued heroism. But what about MCU's Jane Foster? How does her becoming Thor in the comics differ to how it happened in the movies? Now, we're entering major spoiler territory here for Thor Love and Thunder, so if you haven't yet seen the movie, then continue on watching this at your own risk. To answer this question, I want to take you back all the way to Thor number 1. Just like Odin did in the very first Thor movie when he put an enchantment on Mjolnir when he said, and I quote, "Whosoever holds his hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor." Thor in Thor Love and Thunder basically did the exact same thing without realizing it. During a montage of their relationship over the years, Thor was talking to Mjolnir alone. Weird, I know. But during his talk, he essentially tasked Mjolnir to protect Jane, which is kind of ironic considering that Mjolnir is the very thing that's rapidly preventing her body from recovering from her stage 4 cancer, and it's only increasing it, it's only making it worse. The only similarities here are the fact that in both versions, Mjolnir is worsening Jane's cancer, but she continues to soldier on as the mighty Thor, and obviously, as seen at the very end of the climax of the movie, Jane dies. But I have a theory as to why I think she will be back in the near future, so stay tuned because that's going to be my next video coming up. But let me know, what did you guys think of Thor Love and Thunder overall down below in the comments. For me personally, I really liked the film. I thought it was very good, although I would say it's not as great as Ragnarok, but it's still a very solid film. Gore the God Butcher was good, but he did have a few issues that I might touch upon later on. I think for me, the standout of the film was of course Jane Foster's The Mighty Thor. The way that they handled her cancer story was well done. I feel like that was the way they should have done it. I don't think they couldn't have done a better job at that. This film had more emotion, I would say, than Ragnarok. Ragnarok overall was just a better film in my opinion. I would give Thor Love and Thunder a solid 8 out of 10 in my first viewing of watching it. In my second viewing of watching it in the next couple of days or so, it may go up a bit or it may go down a bit, but it's definitely not below a 7.5 out of 10. Definitely not below. But what did you guys think of the movie? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, which version of Jane becoming Thor did you like better between the comics and the movie? Let me know in the comments down below. If you liked this video, give this video a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys later in the next video.